Viewers, today latest update from Ethiopia, Tigray and Eriteria. Viewers, more than a year after Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed sent Ethiopian troops backed by allied soldiers from neighboring Eriteria to out the Tigray regional government of the Tigrayan People Liberation Front. In November 2020, thousands, if not tens of thousands, of people are believed to have lost their lives. The devastating conflict, described by an Ethiopian general as a very dirty war, has seen all of the warring factions commit some atrocities largely targeting civilian populations. Gang rapes of women have been confirmed, and scores of massacres in some cases with as many as hundreds of civilians murdered have been reported. Ethnic cleansing by Ethiopian and Eritrean forces has contributed to the displacement of over 2.2 million people. For months, the war was fought under a communication blackout, making it possible for journalists and ad workers who were barred from the Tigray region to verify chilling accounts of atrocities. Ahmed told the Ethiopian parliament that in their drive to capture the Tigrayan capital city of Mekelle, Ethiopian troops had not killed a single civilian. However, it was not long before evidence mounted and international media investigation lifted the lid on the brutal nature of a conflict that has also seen the breakout of a famine, leaving millions on the brink of starvation. Fighting continues while drone and airstrikes regularly target civilian inhabited areas. The war has since expanded beyond Tigray to the neighboring Afar and Amhara regions. The multitude of allegations led to widespread condemnation and calls for accountability under pressure. The Ethiopian government relented. One condition it would allow a United Nations investigative team to probe alleged abuses in the Tigray region as long as it was a joint effort involving the Ethiopian state founded Rights Watch, the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission. The joint initiative began its fieldwork in March 2021. The United Nations team published their final report in November, concluding that all sides had committed atrocities. The report appeared to blame equally. Despite multiple media reports that found Eritrean soldiers had carried out the worst of the killings since the outbreak of war. Critics of the report accuses it of downplaying possible war crimes committed by Ethiopian and Eritrean troops. Did not even come close to exposing the full extent of the devastation experienced by the Tigrayans at the hands of the Ethiopian government forces and their allies since November 2020. Professor of Transitional Governance and Migration Policy at European University Institute. Others state that the mandate should have been extended since the report provides minimal data on atrocities carried out in the area of the Amhara region currently occupied by Tigrayan forces. But for survivors of the onslaught in Tigray, the report was always going to be flawed. Most Tigrayans have opposed the idea of the IHRC investigating abuses in Tigray. You can't accept to investigate the crimes of their bosses, whose name has been changed for security reasons. a trader in his mid 20s, Gabriel spoke to New Lines in June before the government shut down communication, after which it became difficult to contact residents in Tigray. I have no trust in them and I don't expect them to produce anything truthful, he said from the regional capital of Mekelle. Gabriel, who was among dozens of dozens who fled the central Tigrayan town of Daegu, which was the scene of the which was the scene of one of the most heavily documented massacres of war, spoke at length about that war witnessed in rural Tigray. Ethiopian soldiers ran into the town and kidnapped all the men and boys. The good find, he said, recalling the events from January 2021, no one they caught was involved in any fighting. They could not even find weapons in anyone's houses. When they did searches, we had no idea what happened to the kidnapped victims until we saw the video. Gabriel was referring to mobile phone footage that surfaced online in early March, 2 months after the kidnapping and massacres. Uniformed Ethiopian troops speaking in Amharic, Ethiopia, France, gunning down men and boys with automatic assault rifles before throwing their bodies off a nearby cliff. And viewers, in a statement, the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, which oversaw the investigation, acknowledged that the team was unable to reach parts of Tigray because of security, operational, and administrative challenges. But the joint probe is also accused of downplaying the incidents it did look into, including a massacre on 2021 by Ethiopian troops in the southern Tigray town of Bura, which, according to an investigation by the Los Angeles Times, left over 160 men and boys dead. The United Nations probe stated that the death toll was closer to 70. So, if this is the latest update about it, for more latest report, please subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.